Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the pod. My name is Anisa, and I am so excited to be back to be recording again. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm checking that the video and the audio is actually recording because I'm recording on my laptop. I could have used my camera to record this, but I don't know. I still don't know how to make that work. So I did get a new webcam to actually get a slightly little bit of better quality. But we're here, from what I see on the video, it looks okay. So I'm just not gonna jinx it. I'm gonna go with that. Try keep the headphones in. Because it feels weird. I haven't heard my voice inside my ears in a really long time. Literally directly on my ears. But it's okay. Welcome back. This is the first episode of the year. The thing is, I record less episodes. I don't record like about what? About I think I record about like 6 episodes and then per year. So I just want to make sure that I cover as much as I can, and I also don't exert myself because I have a lot of things that I need to do. Also, I'm wondering how this will cut because like with Riverside, what I love about it is it also gives you the vertical videos as well, like snippets you can use on like Instagram, TikTok, and all of that. My last video that I recorded, like, it zoomed in so much because I recorded it on my phone. So I'm wondering how this is gonna look. Do I need to bring the video down a little bit? It's okay. I'll just record it like this. Anyways, so last year I was so ready for this year, so excited. I wanted to like I've created my vision board, as you can see. This is like the physical one that I have. It's got a lot of different like inspiration pictures. I also have like my old like the posters or flyers that we created for the expedition that I had with like it was just so fun. So I was like, you know what, I would love to have another one. So I put that one there just as a reminder. And I just have like a lot of content stuff, photography stuff, faith, travel stuff, podcast stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I did create another one on similar one to this on Canva, and I have it as a wallpaper on my laptop and on my phone so that I can, see myself and have like as a reminder to know what I need to do, or, you know, why not start now? Why not start manifesting it? So that's what I did on December. January, I did a shoot with a main photographer, a lead photographer who invited me to do a engagement session with her as a second photographer. I was really excited to do that. That was the second shoot that I did with her because the first one was like last year, maybe in November-ish time. I will probably do that. I'll do a separate episode on, second photography and like what to expect and how like my experience. But overall, I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. And I did learn a lot. And then it was my birthday. I had a fantastic time with my sisters. We had a fantastic time. We went to Double Apple, had like dinner together. So it was just really fun. I haven't seen them for a while. Now that we don't live together anymore, it's difficult. It's not difficult, but it's different on like because I'm used to seeing them every day, and like we have our own different separate lives and all of that. But I don't like we don't always talk, but we always see each other. And like whenever we need something, the other person is next door. But we don't live together anymore. So it was really nice seeing each other, having dinner together. That was like my best ever birthday because I don't celebrate my birthday often. Not often, ever, to be honest. And this year it was just like, I just want to have like a dinner with my sisters and like get together and like chit chat and update, and it was nice. It was nice. It was a chill dinner, so I really enjoyed it a lot. And after that, things have just sort of took a dive. I don't know what it was, but I knew that like I felt my mood just slowly declining. Couldn't put my finger on what was. I still don't know what it was, but as my mood kept going down, I started to not do what I set myself out for, which was the vision board, and all the content that I had planned, I put it to stop. It was just, it wasn't feeling like, I just wasn't feeling it. And on top of that, I cut my hair really short because I damaged it with bleach. I felt uncomfortable. Like, I every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, damn, that's not me. Like, I wanted my hair, like my long hair. I tried wigs. I'm not, like, I don't know how to wear wigs. And it's pretty tiring to say the least. And it would have been nice to just, like, I told myself to wait until my hair gets longer and like to do something, but it was so frustrating because I was like, I was so uncomfortable in the way that I looked. I was gaining weight. I had short hair, and I just didn't want to come here and like sit in front of a camera and record. And then on top of that, I was like, you could just do like an audio, it would have been fine. But then it was just like, but I want to record the video and like just have that and post that on YouTube as well, like have both together at the same time. And it was just like, I don't know, like it was weird. I wouldn't say like it was just so frustrating and so overwhelming with like the amount of things that I needed to do, and not feeling comfortable enough to come sit down, record, and do a video. And one thing that has actually helped me was to allow myself to like be in that for like few minutes and then tell my like snap out of it, grab the pen, paper, and like was like, okay, you need to write down like what are different ways that you could, start creating again. You want to run a business, so you can't be just sitting here and like just not do anything. And I was looking through like old photos that I have taken before, like my old portfolio, and I was like, okay, as much as I love these photos, I've taken them years ago. A lot of them, I took them years ago. And with where I want to take my business now, I wanted to make sure that um, my portfolio aligned with that. So I was like, okay, first thing first, you need to redo your portfolio. Like, you need to get new photos. What you're doing sorry, you're doing brand photography and you're doing wedding photography, okay, and like some others in between. So you need to start taking photos and rebuilding your portfolio and trying to, when working with a client, they know exactly what to expect, brand photography being one of them. So I'm excited that I get to do that again. It's been a really long time since I've actually sat down and allowed myself to feel what I needed to feel, and then just shift my focus to things that actually mattered. Not that being like not allowing myself, I don't know what I'm trying to say at this point, but hopefully you get it. And I wanted to like just be confident and comfortable in what I want to do as a wedding not as a wedding photographer, but as just general photographer. Creating content comes, I'm also just writing things down on my paper, so just in case. And I'm also sorry if the videos are lagging because I'm having difficulties with trying to record both at the same time. So I lost my train of thought. It's okay. um what I was saying was, well, okay, last week, not even week, I think it must have been like May, I contacted a model on Instagram and I was like, hey, I'm doing portfolio sessions. I was like, let's collaborate, let's do these. I'm working with her again this week. I liked how a lot of the photos came out the first session, and that was my way of just getting myself to get back into work, into the mindset of allowing myself to feel creative again, to you know to just feel that spark in me to like go out and do what I needed to do. And on top of that, winter, I'm realizing I'm not a big fan of winter. Previous years I wouldn't have mind, but I don't know. Some like since COVID, like a lot of things have changed for me, and one of them being like, oh, winter. Like I cannot do winter here in London. Like I don't like my mood just tanks my ability to like care about things just goes down. It's a weird feeling. So I wanted also when I keep reaching for something is I'm also recording. I don't know if I said that, but I'm also recording on my phone like certain sections of like the conversations so that I mean I could record it fully vertical, but it's fine. I just want to get like few like clips of like what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe it was just like the weather shift of like coming into spring. I started to feel a little bit more comfortable. Um, and on top of that, my hair started to grow as well. So I've got pretty good length right now. I can work with it. It's still growing out. There's parts that are still really short. That's still growing out. But it's okay. I can work with this. I can blow dry it. I can do like a blowout. I can straighten it, I can leave it curly, and I still feel comfortable and confident. Like previously, like I never really cared about having hair. And it's weird now that I'm just like, I need my hair. Like my hair is a big part of me. And I'm growing attached. Not growing, I've grown attached to my hair. It would be nice to be back to being blonde again. So this episode's gonna be all over the place. I can feel it. I can feel it. Please just like stick stick around until the end of the episode. And I hope what I'm saying makes sense. It is my first episode back. Um and I'm hoping that it actually is somewhat great. It won't be, but it's okay. I wanted to make sure that my photos looked great. Spring came around, I started like looking through like Instagram and seeing like if I can collaborate with models. I did find a lovely model that I will be working with for um two more shoots. I've already done one. You can go check the photos on Instagram. I've got one with her this week, and then I'll probably schedule in another photo shoot. Um, and that one will probably be centered around more on the brand, like personal branding side of like my services, so that I will at least have like a few photos on that. And then I need to schedule in. There's a lovely couple that I actually want to work with that I found on Instagram, and I've worked with them before. That I want to schedule in like a another like engagement type of like mini shoot with them to kind of keep going that creative like energy. Ever since I was like started to here's I wish old me knew what she was getting herself into. I don't think she was prepared. I don't think I was ready for what was coming, because I was like, I want to be a photographer. I want to do this. This was back in what, 2015, 16-ish, in between. And around then I did have my camera, but I was like, oh, why isn't nobody booking me? Like I'm taking photos and like I'm trying to um and I wish I had the support and the help I needed to start, just to get started. In a way, I did get started because I did have a portfolio, because I was constantly taking portrait sessions from like families and friends, a little bit of editorial here and there. And that was fun, but I wanted to do it for a living and like I wanted to do it for a living and to get prepared in like having clients. And once I wasn't getting clients, I was kind of giving up. And I wish I knew that when getting into this industry, there's a lot of layers that you have to follow. Like there's a lot of different ways that you can find clients and all of that. And I think at the time I was only just focusing on wedding photography, and there wasn't that many people that were getting married that I knew at the time. So it was a little scary. And I'm glad that I took that year break that I did to come back and be like, okay, I'm going to figure out what I need to do, no matter how hard it is. And that's when I applied for the Princess Trust. And that has helped me in a lot of ways to like figure out what I needed to do business wise. I'm not somebody who is business savvy. I'm more of a creative person. I like to do things like compared to my sisters. Like they like symmetry stuff, like they like things to be in order, like leveled. I'm the opposite. I love abstract stuff and even stuff, or I don't know, like it just makes sense to me, and like it makes things more interesting to me. So I wanted to figure out a way that I could actually make this a business. So being part of the program was learning how to write a business plan, having workshops, so many workshops, by the way. It was a year-long program, so many workshops. And we've, from marketing to stuff, what was it? Content stuff. I did have a business mentor. I wish they had a photography mentor, only because a lot of the business mentors that I've had couldn't really connect the dots between photography and business, and it was like I'm glad I had the help. I really enjoyed the business, writing the business plan and all of that. I've enjoyed, like, now I can do it by myself. The amount of times I've rewritten my business plan, taken things out and added things in, was like the best. And I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting myself into. The program ended last year, April, and I was a little nervous because I was like, okay, but now what do I do? And I know what I like. It took a while, but I was like, okay, that program has helped me identify the type of niche that I want to work towards in. As much as I want to do weddings and couples and all of that, like I love brand photography so much, and it's the one thing that I can, work on myself on, like, trying to get the clients, and I feel comfortable and confident in doing that. With wedding stuff, it's a little difficult because I haven't done a wedding shoot. So I had to start slow. So from doing a couples shoots, that was fun. I really enjoyed working, like doing those couple shoots. And also, in a way, it's like you kind of have to know a photographer that's already in the industry to kind of get the help and like try and find a mentor. um I wish I knew that before. Like you know I could have like worked with other photographers in the past, but I think everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you just have to be willing to, go at your pace and figure out what you really want to do. And it's not going to always, even if you decide, it's not going to always feel like you made the right choice. Sometimes it does, but then it's like a week goes by and you're like, did I make the right choice? Did I figure, like, what do I do? And I got to a point where I was like, just be in the moment, just do what you need to do, and try to not compare yourself with everybody else, because everybody else is growing at a different pace. Like now, me is working with like, other creators and photographers, and actually is part of the photography industry. Like I'm part of it. Like I'm actually doing something that I've dreamed of doing for years. As much as that I tend to like have imposter syndrome here and there, I know that it's gonna be okay, and that, you know, at the end of the day, things happen. Like I can't control everything, and whatever happens, I'm always going to be grateful for how far I've come. Yeah. Oh God. Anyways, so like I said, I'm excited to be working with different people in an industry, whether that's like creators or content creators, or like, small businesses, other photographers. It just fuels my energy and just fuels my creativity more. And rebuilding this portfolio for brand photography, I think I'm mainly going to be focusing on personal branding, lifestyle shoots. I don't think I will be doing product shots. I'm also going to be focusing on like a lot of portrait sessions, because I started with portrait sessions and I find them pretty fun. And then, I might do a little bit of editorials here and there, who knows. But this shoot coming up is spring, summer-ish type of photo shoot. We're going to be going to using a rooftop somewhere. I can't remember the name, but there's I've never done a photo shoot in a rooftop before, so that's exciting. For the inspiration for that for the shoot was a shoot that I did back in 2018-ish, like towards the end, maybe 19. And I we done it in Hyde Park, and I didn't like at the time I liked it, but looking back at the photos now, I don't like how they came out. So it's gonna be similar type of, summery, spring, flowers, greenish type of photo shoot. And it's gonna be on a rooftop, and I'm excited for that. Like, I've never worked on a rooftop before, so looking forward to seeing how that comes out. And then, sometimes I wish there's a way that you can stop time, only because lately I've just been feeling like I'm running out of time on, on pretty much just in general, on like taking, like doing my business, like working as a part time. And it's like, obviously now I'm more in control. Now more in control of like, on like everything that I do on my life, as in like, the photos and the clients that I work with, the type of photos that I'm taking, the locations that I'm going to. I'm also challenging myself in actually going to different parts of London to actually do these photos, because before I was limiting myself to like one specific location, and I realized that not everybody wants to have the same photos over and over again, that look pretty much similar as everybody that I work with. And I want it to be unique and personalized to the client that I'm working with. So it would be nice to actually figure that out and see how that works. There's so many different locations in London that I really want to check out. This location that I'm going to be working in this week is so different from any locations that I've done before, and it was on my list. I don't think that specific part of that location was on my list, and I wish I've thought about it. But this is why I love collaborating with other creators, because like you could always bounce off ideas of each other, and you could always figure out like the different ways that you could do things. I don't know, like it's just nice to know that I am creating a space for myself where I'm doing the things that I love, working with people that love the same thing or similar things, creators and creatives who enjoy doing content, enjoy doing photography, and just, creating my own path to figuring out, or to, like how they say, like, if there's no seat for you at the table, like don't sit in that. I would think I'm quoting it wrong, or just create yours. I just want to create my own table. And I don't it's and I know it's gonna be, a little difficult, and at the same time I know it's gonna be. Anyway, by the way, a lot of the creators that I worked with or spoken with, like, have been, or other photographers that I worked with as well and spoken with, have been like the nicest and like calmest photographers. Like, they were so generally giving. Like, any question that I asked about certain things, they always gave me a really good answer, and I really enjoyed like just listening to that, and like getting that feedback, and like really trying to understand what are the different ways that I could grow my business and feel more comfortable in, what I set out for myself to do. And that's why I would recommend anyone that is, it doesn't matter even if you're a photographer, but to anyone that is starting out, wanting to be an entrepreneur and wanting to build a business, write a business plan. It doesn't matter how short it is, just start writing a business plan, and always look back on that business plan and like look through, figure out what you need to add in, take out. And if I don't think I have it on here, but there's so many different ways that you can figure out. It's like a brainstorming type of thing on your own, where you just like typing what your business is about, what are the different channels that you're going to be using, marketing strategies, sales, So many different ways, so many different things that you could include in that. It was fun. And it's still fun. I think I have some like three, maybe four different business plan. No, I'll say two. Yeah, I have got two. And I remember in the beginning, when I started writing down, there were so many different business plans, to the point where I was like, I want to do all of these like photography stuff, all of these like content stuff, and like I want to make it all like work. And it was a lot. Now I'm literally narrowing it down to the point where I know what I want to do, to the point where I want to make sure that everything that I write in my business plan is something that is generally for the business, and that I'm not, trying to overexert myself, or even you know, under exert. I don't think that's a word. But yeah, it's just been nice to be back, to be recording again. So I'm excited to see what comes of that. And now that my hair's grown out, I also want to do a brand shoot for my business. It would have been nice. It's gonna be nice to actually book a photographer and do a brand shoot for Anita Dahir photography. Anita Dahir photography. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to also be exciting to be doing a brand shoot for the podcast, but I'll wait on that just a little bit longer. There's a few other things that I need to make sure that I get out of the way. But yeah, thank you for listening to me rant. This episode was all over the place, and I know, trust me, I know. But if you enjoyed, let me know what you think of the episode. And yeah, thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. You take care. Bye.